Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, February 28, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, Compol does not believe cartel is behind Raheem Usher's murder. Two young men lose their lives on swimming trip at Guanacaste. And Belize now has 17 screwworm cases. USDA APHIS still refuses to assist. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
February Yora hil ti ka o kununtoon tilay ichiltikal. Sikbal to pachlay ti tulakaloon. Belize listo hoon.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams is not of the opinion that a Mexican cartel may be involved in the murder of Raheem Ushers, whose body was found discarded with his hands handcuffed in San Antonio, Rio Hondo.
I can say, and I hope that I am right, that this is nothing done by no cartel, but rather done by locals trying to make it look like cartel. That incident bears no signature of the cartel. One, we need to look at where the body was found. It is not an area prone to cartel operations. Two, cartels will not handcuff you front way. Three, if we look again at the note written in English, cartel will not write any note in English. And even the manner in which the body was found, there are several things that I could outline that makes me believe that it has nothing to do with cartel, but rather by locals operating in the northern districts who are trying to make it seem as if it was done by the cartels.
But
so,
would you agree, though, that it takes a higher level of sophistication and precision and care in how they dispose of the body? It was wrapped in a very elaborate way. Even the note was written in a very specific way. It's not a level of precision or orchestration that we usually see. Usually, then just dump on body or maybe bury it in a shallow grave.
But of course, if you're trying to paint a picture and try to make something look a certain way, you'll do as best as you can to make it appear that way. And even so, to me, there is no such precision as you have outlined just a while ago. It's just they took the body and wrap it up in some plastics and throw it out there. I don't see nothing special about that at all. But we keep an open mind as we conduct the investigation. Wherever the evidence leads us, we will go and try to see what best we can come up with as it relates to this latest murder in the north.
But what about locals working with cartels?
Yes, that is a possibility. That the persons who we believe are behind this killing do have cartel connections. So we're looking at that as well. But again, having cartel connections and cartel doing something is two different things. You'll find that most of the local drug operators in the north do have some cartel connection, but that does not mean that every act that they carry out is done on behalf of the cartels. No.
The Compol believes that Usher was being held and was recently killed. As to the message that was purportedly for police, Williams says only 2 of the names are those of police officers. He spoke about their investigation in relation to them.
And I will echo what I normally echo to police officers. If you decide to lie in bed with dogs, you're going to catch their fleas. I say that to say, if you get yourself entangled with cartels, then you must suffer the consequences of it. You would know that recently we did a whole shuffle of the northern districts because we were getting information of some police officers being entangled in cartel issues. And we moved a lot of people from there. It looked like that time is coming again, that we will have to look at reshuffling. As much as I'm not going to say that we'll provide protection to those officers who get themselves entangled, I don't think that it is going to serve in the best interest and the department's best interest to keep them in Corozal. And of the 2 officers whose name were mentioned, only 1 works in Corozal. The other 1 works in the Cayo district. But again, we have to look to see what we can do to get some people out of the northern districts.
So you believe there is credence to what is written on that note about landing planes?
I am not going to hide nothing. The public is fully aware that we do have police officers. I have said it on numerous occasions. We have members of security forces who are in cahoots with these plane landers in landing planes. So if I say that I don't know, I'll be lying, and I'm not going to lie to the Belizean people.
The Compol disagrees that the police failed the families in locating Usher before he was killed, given that our territory is large. He says they searched the area where he was last seen and affirmed that they put in all the effort they could. He also said there are not much signs he was tortured. According to Williams, they have been successful in warding off cartel activity in the north.
What we were getting before was cartel coming over into Belize and conducting operations, and people from Belize working so openly with the cartels. That has disappeared. And again, no matter what we do, even the countries with the most sophisticated equipment to fight crime do have crimes still occurring. So I'm not disappointed to see that for the length of time that we have been in operation in the area, we have only had about 2 of these incidents. So I think from a reasonable standpoint, one can say that we have done well, and the money is being spent by the state is well spent to ensure the security and safety of our people in the northern districts.
You mentioned suspects. Are you closing in on them?
We do have some people of interest that we're looking at, yes.
2 young men died on Thursday afternoon while on a trip at the swimming area of the Guanacaste National Park in Belmopan. They have been identified as Alexander Munoz and Henry Artemio Osorio. They were along with 2 other students, Coralize Perez and Kirsten Duran, who called authorities after the young men were underwater for more than 20 minutes. The incident occurred after 4 p.m. The Compol provided details.
Upon arrival, they met 2 female in a frantic state. Those female told the police that their 2 male counterparts had gone under the water and had not resurfaced. Based on that, the police conducted some searches in the area, and the 2 male individuals were found and taken from the water. But by then, it was too late. They had They were already without life. Based on that, they were taken to the hospital and they were pronounced dead on arrival. The information we gathered so far is that the 4 of them were socializing, two male and 2 female. And one of the male persons went into the water to take a swim, and he began to drift away. And then the other one went to rescue him, and he also drifted away, and then they both submerged and did not resurface. So that's the information we have.
Alcohol?
Yes, they were consuming alcohol, yes.
Munoz served in the National Youth Parliament in 2021, presiding as the Speaker of the House of Representatives for the day. Our colleague from Plus TV in Belmopan, journalist L.J. Wade, was aggressed by police while covering the tragic death of the 2 young men on a swimming trip in Belmopan Thursday afternoon. The scene had not been cordoned off, though Wade said he maintained his distance. However, it appears the police officers did not welcome being filmed. According to the report from Wade, he was thrown into a police vehicle and an officer grabbed his phone, asking that the video be deleted. Wade refused to unlock his phone, citing he knew his rights and was doing his job. They then threatened they would sue him if the video was aired. When he asked for the officers' names, they flashed him with their middle fingers. We note that the Commissioner of Police has long indicated that the public can film police officers on duty. That aside, it is part of the media's job to cover what is considered to be newsworthy. The Commissioner reiterated this today, though Wade has chosen not to file a complaint.
I must say that what was described on social media is not what we expect of our officers. The media, as much as you all may be a pain in the butt, you all have a job to do, and we must respect that. To assault a member of the media while conducting your duties is intolerable, and so we must find a way to address it. Officers should put up crime scene tapes so that the media know what their barriers is. But even so, in the absence of crime scene tape being put up, because sometimes the mobile that might arrive first on the scene may not have the tape on board, the officers would not be able to put up until when a vehicle that do contain those tapes would arrive. Then I would expect that the media would exercise reasonable judgment in understanding that the police do have a work to do and keep quite a distance.
He was a distance away if you've seen the shot.
And so I will reiterate the fact that the media do have the right to be out there and to take videos or photographs of scenes, so long as they're not doing so with a view to obstruct the work of the police.
And then
preventing this, do you meet those officers? Because obviously the policy is not widespread within the department to give the media that right to do their work.
The policy is widespread. Every police officer has a copy of that policy. It is widespread. So I'm not going to accept that. But sometimes police tend to get overzealous in terms of how they carry out their duties, but they have no right to tell the media to delete any video footage that they have captured from a scene. No.
It was confirmed by the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Hassamai, on Thursday that Belize currently has 17 cases of New World screwworm infections, all in the Toledo district. We previously reported that one of the effective ways to control the spread is by the use of sterilized male screwworm flies, which are released to mate with female flies. The method is being used in the other Central American countries except for Belize. As Mai explained that the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, APHIS, still refuses to provide Belize with sterile flies.
There were, I think, like 17 cases of screwworms. Again, I will say to you that USDA APHIS has refused to disperse sterile flies over our territory for some strange, unknown reason. Every country in Central America has been dispersed with sterile flies. APHIS refuses to do so over Belize. So right now we're in election mode, but as soon as we get back to office, that will be the first thing on our agenda to work towards controlling the incident. And even so, the technicians in the field, Baja has done a wonderful job along with the extension officers trying to contain the cases, trying to maintain them only in Toledo in a very specific area.
I was just going to ask, is it still mainly in the south?
It's still in the south, spread a little up northward, but still contained. So we are doing a lot of work. I have to thank the extension officers in the field, the technicians for Baja and Orissa. I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I know what it is to fight screwworms, and I'm disappointed at USDA APHIS for not releasing flies in our space. And even so, our technicians are on the ground and they are doing the best they can. And we are running out of funds because the sky is not the limit of funds. But I hope that APHIS would rethink their position. The ministers in the region have also lobbied on behalf of Belize, especially my friend and colleague, the Secretary of Agricultura, Julio Drea of Mexico.
After the break, fake tequila bought by 3 American women have been poisoned. Stay with us.
fight for. Don't even mind to get hype for. Or even flash up on the light for.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams says they have learned that the 3 American women who were found dead at Burgers Key Resort last week Saturday bought a bottle of tequila while on their outing at Secret Beach. He admits that this raises questions about fake tequila that can be poisonous due to dangerously high levels of methanol. There have been cases in other parts of the world that have ended in deaths. The results of the toxicology screen on the 3 women will not be back until a few weeks' time. In the meantime, the commissioner says he has spoken with the families of the women who were all in their 20s and had come to celebrate one of their birthdays. Williams also revealed that he had a conference call Thursday with the families to provide an update and answer all the questions they had. According to Williams, the U.S. Embassy continues to work with them on this case. Earlier this week, we told you about a trio of men who were detained in Belize and were deported to Guatemala. Among them was Abraham Dinkel, a Canadian member of the Lev Tahor Jewish sect. He and a second detainee were wanted in Guatemala for multiple child abductions. Today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams forwarded the photographs of at least 8 children between the ages of 14 and 17 who are believed to be in the company of 38-year-old Israeli national Yoel Malka, who is still being sought by Belize police. In Guatemala, Malka is wanted for questioning regarding the disappearance of 13 minors there.
So we are on high alert. We have notified our commanders across the country to be on the lookout for them. Again, we appeal to the public once to see the photographs of those children. If you would encounter them anywhere or someone that looks like them, please let us know and let us respond the way we should with a view to see how we can capture those children and return them to their rightful homes.
Police are asking that no one harbors Malka as he is considered dangerous. Williams noted that if people are not comfortable going to a police station with pertinent information, they can use the 922 TIPS hotline. Due to poor yield, bad weather, bad sugar roads, and pest issues, Minister of Agriculture Honorable Hassamai told the media on Thursday that this current sugarcane crop is expected to be one of the worst. Mai explained all the setbacks that have caused this, quote, perfect storm of issues for sugarcane farmers this season.
From the information received, data received from the sugar delivery to the mill, looking at the condition of the cane fields, from judging from the yield from sugar cane to sugar, I believe that we'll be having one of the worst crops. One, the preliminary information is already showing that we have a drop in production of 30%. That is in the volume, but the quality of the sugar is also being affected because of stem borer and fusarium. The climate has not helped. Processing has become expensive. Transportation of sugar cane has been also expensive because of the road conditions, the mud conditions. It is just the perfect storm for the sugarcane farmers right now. And so it's going to be challenging in the next 2 years to try to bring back the sugar industry.
Mai also reported hearing that the mill at BSI's Tower Hill factory in Orange Walk should restart this week. He explained how difficult this period is for the farmers.
I think that I heard yesterday that they were prepared to start the next day or two. The weather has improved. The cold front didn't bring much rainfall as we expected. So we still have many of the fields that are still soaked. So in the next few days they will make a start. And let's hope that this start won't stop again, because the farmers are really suffering. Whenever they are delivering cane, everybody's working. The truck drivers are working, the tractor operators are being paid. But when you have a 10, 12 days lull, it affects economically the livelihood of these people.
With the hardships currently experienced by sugarcane farmers, which is leading to a poor crop season, the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Hassamai, assured farmers and other stakeholders that the government will do all it can to revive the industry. Mai explained a similar situation that occurred back in 2008 when the citrus greening affected the citrus industry, which is still trying to bounce back. He said that the government will not allow that to happen to the sugar industry.
In 2008, we had citrus greening in the citrus industry. The government did not bother to look at this industry seriously. And what we have now in 2025 is an industry that's struggling to rebound. In the last 4 years, we invested significantly in trying to bring back the citrus industry. And we are seeing improvement, marginal improvement, but we are seeing improvement in the sector. The pessimists believe that the industry is dead. I am still optimistic that the new varieties are showing good signs of tolerance to disease. And so we cannot allow what happened to the citrus industry happen to the sugar industry. So we have been very proactive. We have gone out and find funding, source funding for cane farmers. We have done so. The funding is coming through the sugar board to CIRDI. We will not allow what happened to the citrus industry to happen to the sugar industry. And so we are all hands on deck to address the sugar industry crisis at this time.
And we'll have more news after the break.
at your fingertips.
Belize currently experiences a good trade relationship with Mexico, especially where agriculture is concerned. It has been in the works for a bit, and Agriculture Minister Honorable Hasemai told the media on Thursday that Belize will begin to export green coconut with husk into Mexico soon.
And our export with Mexico is going very good. They have recently agreed to for us to export green coconut with husk to Mexico, which is a very important achievement in the trade negotiation with Mexico.
On Thursday, a new building, the Annex Building, was inaugurated at the Biological Control Insectary at the National Agriculture Showgrounds in Belmopan, Cayo. The insectary, which opened in 2003, is used to mass produce beneficial insects, which act as a natural pest control in the agricultural sector. The initiative has been used to control the pink hibiscus mealybug, borers, whiteflies, aphids, thrips, and other harmful insects. Minister of Agriculture Honorable Hasemai explained how this technology helps the industry.
Well, this facility has been producing beneficial insects for some time now, but the demand for the beneficial insects has increased as the problem with insects arises because of climate change. So the demand is high, and so we have to raise to the challenge of the farmers, not only in Belize but the region. So these two beneficial insects are being mass produced. This facility will allow us to produce much more than what we were producing in the last few years, and that's supposed to benefit the agriculture sector tremendously. One of the main pests we have in Belize are thrips, mealybugs, and whiteflies, and they feed on our plants daily, forcing the farmers to use very tough insecticides. We are discouraging the use of insecticides, the irrational use of insecticides, because it is damaging to human health, damaging to our food source, damaging to the environment. And so this new technology, biological control, which is not new, but new to Belize maybe, will contribute to reducing the use of deadly insecticides that are dangerous to human health, and at the same time contribute to improving production and productivity, making it cheaper. If the farmer produces more, less insect damage, then the product becomes cheaper to the consumer and healthier. And so that is what we are focusing in this project.
The People's United Party launched its manifesto for the 2025 general elections on Thursday evening at an event in San Ignacio. It was another well-manicured event with pre-recorded segments. It started with welcome addresses from all 6 Cayo standard bearers and then a presentation from the deputy leader, Cordell Hyde. They all highlighted main accomplishments of the PUP under Plan Belize since taking office in 2020. That was followed by the Prime Minister sharing some of the commitments in Plan Belize 2.0.
We know we have a better plan and the better people. Under Plan Belize 2.0, we will complete the rollout of NHI, including right here in the Cayo district. We will improve energy security with massive investment in solar energy. We will facilitate the modernization of the Philip Wilson International Airport. We will transform the port of Belize that we, the Belizeans, now own. We will rehabilitate and upgrade the entire George Price Highway. And in our second term, we will work with the Cañeros to modernize the sugar industry and expand investment in non-traditional agro products. On Under Plan Belize 2.0, we will build hospitals in San Pedro, Belmopan, and Punta Gorda. And we will defend our territory, and we will win at the ICJ. Yes, we will raise the minimum wage again so that we can continue the fight against poverty while helping to lower the cost of living. And I know the ladies are going to love this. We will pass laws to make GST weekends permanent for Christmas and for back to school.
This afternoon at the Berger Field in Pickstock, Belize City, police officers from the Eastern Division organized a drumline competition amongst high schools and the Police Youth Cadets Uprising Marching Band. The schools competing were Wesley High School, Nazarene High School, Pallotti High School, Itsat STEAM Academy, Anglican Cathedral College, Ladyville Technical High School, Edward P. York High School, and Sadie Vernon Technical High School. The prizes for the winners included cash, medals, and trophies. ACP Howell Gillett, the community policing commander, said they hope to have the competition yearly and to eventually include schools from all districts. He explained why they decided to introduce this new competition.
Well, it's the first time we're doing it. We intend to achieve a lot. There are many benefits to be derived by bringing young people in a safe environment where they could compete against each other. So it's 8 schools total, plus our uprising marching band, the cadet marching band. They will be going against each other. And the good thing about it is that we intend, based on the sponsorship that we've been getting from the community, we intend to do it on an annual basis, not only for the Belize district. We want to take it to the other districts, but it's in what we would call a pilot phase to learn from this. The kids are excited. In my view, and in the view of many experts, it's a crime prevention tool to bring young people from across the different zones within the city to show them that you can compete against each other in a healthy way, and that's one of the things we intend to achieve. Another that we are trying to achieve is to bring parents, teachers, and the community at large together in an environment like this, where in a non-enforcement way. There are many police officers out here, they're not enforcing the law. We're here to help our young people, to show them there's a better way, or there's an alternative to crime. We don't want gang members, we don't want criminals, especially in our young people. So we are trying to stop it from an early age, and that's why we're doing this for all these schools.
U.S. President Donald Trump on January 20 announced that in order to assure consistency with current U.S. foreign policy, an executive order titled, quote, Reevaluating and Realigning U.S. Foreign Aid was issued that ordered a 90-day freeze on all foreign aid while assistance efforts were reviewed. UNAIDS, which provides care and support globally to those living with the virus, announced in a statement that they complied with the executive order and halted contracts and operations under those awards as a beneficiary of U.S. foreign assistance. The U.S. government, U.S. said, then sent a letter to UNAIDS on February 27, announcing that they were ending their partnership with UNAIDS immediately. In a statement, UNAIDS laments, quote, this is a serious development which impacts the entire HIV response, including in the continuity of life-saving HIV services for people living with and affected by HIV, civil society, and our partners, end quote. Creme News XTV contacted a healthcare professional in the Ministry of Health and Wellness who works directly with people living with HIV to find out if Belize is expected to be impacted by this decision. We were told that it will not affect Belize as the country procures its own resources. And a huge spay and neuter clinic was held at the Victor Galvez Stadium in San Ignacio, Cayo last month. The clinic was organized by the Cayo Animal Welfare Society, CAWS, along with local volunteers and a special team from the International Veterinary Aid Foundation from Quebec, Canada. In San Ignacio, some 364 dogs and cats were spayed and neutered in 4 days. The Canadian team also assisted with a clinic in Sarteneja, Corozal. In total, 616 surgeries were performed on 450 dogs and 166 cats. Shauna Morelli, the president and treasurer of CAWS, spoke of the clinic that was held in San Ignacio.
So that was the last week of January, just this past January. It was held at the Victor Galvez Stadium. It was a collaboration with a group out of Quebec, Canada, who do travel around the world to various areas and perform these services for free or low cost for groups that sponsor them to go. And we also collaborated with our local veterinarian, Dr. Teskam and his team at PAWS, who are, great to work with for spay and neuter. They're just an amazing team when it comes to that. We were thrilled with the outcome of the event. We were able to spay and neuter 364 animals in 4 days. So that was a huge success.
Morelli spoke of the importance of getting pets fixed and how they use the clinics to also teach pet owners how to better take care of their pets and to check on the health of the animals.
I think that spay and neuter is the primary way to combat the amount of suffering that we see in animals, domestic animals, and all over the country. It is dollar for dollar the best bang for buck when you're looking at reducing the stray populations, unwanted animals that end up suffering or meeting very early untimely ends. It is, how do I say it? It's just so important for us to keep holding these events. It is a way to interact with the community, to educate owners when they're there. And it also helps us to see that, at least from my perspective, when you interact with the owners that do bring their animals to these clinics, it was amazing to see how well cared for that 99% of them were, and their owners are making real efforts to try and keep them healthy and understanding the importance of getting them fixed. And then we try to educate them on other things that we see when they bring them in, like skin conditions or fleas and ticks and diseases that come from those issues and things like that. So we look at it as an opportunity to educate as well as getting, obviously the spay and neuter is a huge bonus.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend.